Good day, Cramming Engineer. So welcome back sa ating AC power calculations. So this will be part 3 and this will be all about power factor correction. Okay? What is power factor correction? Simple, it's just the correction of power factor. Tama? So yung power factor natin, let's draw a power triangle. Alam natin that this is the apparent power, this is the real power, and this is the reactive power. Okay? And yung theta dito, the power angle, that is just the difference between the angle of the voltage and the current. If we are to get the cosine of that theta, that is our power factor. Okay? So bakit nga ulit? Siya yung power factor, guys. Ito yung factor na minumultiply natin sa apparent power to get the real power. Okay? So P is equal to S cosine theta. Tama? So Pythagorean theorem lang itong dalawa since this is a right triangle. Okay, so ito, cosine theta, this is the power factor. So siya yung literal na factor na kailangan mo lang i-multiply doon sa apparent power para makuha mo yung value ng real power. Right? So the problem is sa power factor, kapag masyadong mababa yung power factor, for example, yung power factor mo is less than 0.8, harmful na ito sa ating system. Okay? So, bakit? Titingnan nyo lang dito, if yung power factor natin, gawa tayo ng multiple examples. Yung mga power triangle. Gawin natin in red. This, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so imagine nyo guys, ito yung ating mga S. Okay, so ayan, imagine nyo, meron tayong tatlong systems, 1, 2, and 3. This is theta. Ito ay, well, the theta here is 0 kasi nakadapa talaga siya. Dito naman, ito ay theta 2 and this is theta 3. Okay, so alam natin that pag sa power triangle, yung nakahiga, it is the power. The real power. Yung nakapatayo, that is our Q or our reactive power. Okay, and itong pula, this is our S. Okay? So, yung power factor, guys, kumbaga, ang iniisip natin sa power factor is this angle, kung gaano siya kalaki. Okay? So, kapag yung angle natin is 0, yung cosine ng 0 is equal to 1. Ibig sabihin, guys, kapag i-input natin siya doon sa ating equation for power, to get power, that will be this times cosine theta. Pag ito ay 1, ibig sabihin, yung apparent power natin is equal lang dun sa ating real power. Ibig sabihin, guys, ito yung pinaka-effective na system or pinaka-efficient na system kasi walang nasasayang dito. Wala kang reactive na load, wala kang reactive power. So, lahat ng apparent power na dreno mo sa system, they are completely used up as real power. Nangyayari ito, guys, kapag purely resistive yung ating load. Okay? So, ito naman, meron ka ng theta dito. Kung mapapansin nyo, dito sa dalawa, let's say this P2 is just equal to P3. Okay? Pero dito, meron kang Q2 and meron ka ditong Q3. Mas malaki yung Q3 kaysa kay Q2. Okay? Kapag lumalaki yung reactive power natin, yung angle niya is lumalaki din. Tama? And habang lumalaki yan, yung power factor natin is bumababa. Okay? So, imagine this theta is 30, this theta is 60. Okay? So, kunin natin yung power factor ng dalawang example na yan. Ang power factor ng 2 is cosine 30. Ang power factor naman nung pangatlo is cosine 60. Okay? So, ano yung cosine 30? So, cosine 30 is the square root of 3 over 2. Or this is equal to 0.86. 0.86. Okay? While ito naman, ang cosine 60 naman is 0.5. Okay? So, imagine nyo, from dito, yung cos yung power factor 1 natin dito is 1, no? Ibig sabihin, lahat ng S ay nagiging P. Dito naman, sa example number 2, 86% lang ng apparent power yung nagiging real power o yung nagagamit. Dito naman, kalahati lang sa angle 60. No? So, what we try to do, no, kapag nagko-correct tayo ng power factor is, given that pangit yung power factor ng ating system, ano yung pwede nating gawin para mapababa yung angle, yung power angle na yung power angle ng system. Okay? So for example, gawin kong red, no, yung original or yung old. For example, this is the old power triangle and yung old theta niya is ito, old. But then gusto nyo is babaan natin yung theta na to. So from theta old, gusto nyo maging theta new na lang. So ito na lang. Okay? So bakit? Para yung S natin, yung S new ay bumaba. No? Pababain natin yung S new without compromising the P. So kung ano lang yung ginagamit natin na P, yun pa rin yun, pero yung apparent power gusto natin babaan. Okay? So therefore, para makamit natin yan, itong dating Q old, kailangan natin siyang i-transform papunta dun sa Q new. Kailangan natin pababaan yan. Okay? So paano tayo magko-correct ng power factor? Paano natin papababaan itong reactive power? Alam naman natin that this reactive power, it is a balance of inductive loads and capacitive loads. Itong mga gantong system, guys, na masyadong mababa yung power factor, usually nangyayari to kapag maraming motors, no, sa ating loads. Masyadong inductive yung load, so tumataas yung ating inductive reactance. Okay? Kapag mataas yung inductive reactance, mataas din yung ating reactive power. Okay? So ang ginagawa is we try to balance kasi alam naman natin na yung total reactance ng system, it is XL minus XC. Okay? So meron tayong inductor, meron tayong capacitor. So ang ginagawa is kapag masyadong mataas yung XL, kailangan mo magdagdag ng XC para bumaba yung total na reactance ng system. Tama? Okay? So one way is, one of the techniques used by electrical engineers is to use capacitor banks. Okay? So itong capacitor banks, guys, literal na maglalagay ka ng mga capacitor doon sa inyong load. So for example, drawing tayo. For example, this is the supply. Tapos ito yung ating load. Sabihin natin yung power factor nito is mga 0.75, masyadong mababa lang. So ang ginagawa is maglalagay ka dyan ng capacitor, no? Para mabago niya yung reactance ng buong system. Okay? So kapag naglagay ka dyan ng XC, yung dati mong X is bababa dahil yung X is equal to XL minus XC. Tama? Pag nagdagdag ka ng XC, therefore, bababa yung total reactance mo. Okay? Pag bumaba yung total reactance mo, bababa yung reactive power na ginagamit ng system. Okay? Okay. So, ito guys, no, itsura ng mga capacitor banks. Ayan o, mga capacitor, yung mga cylinder na yan. So, this is one static device, no? As is lang siya, nakadepende lang yung kanyang effect doon sa value ng capacitance or sa amount ng kung ilang farads ng capacitance yung meron sa capacitor bank mo. Okay? So, meron din naman another type or another technique is through the use of synchronous condensers. So, ano siya guys, no? Actually, motor siya at generator at the same time. Okay? Pero ang ginagawa niya lang talaga is tagasalo lang talaga siya ng reactive power ng whole system. Okay, so minsan siya ay pag masyadong mataas yung pag masyadong mababa yung power factor, minsan nag-act siya as a capacitor. Ina-absorb niya. Minsan naman, siya yung nag-supply ng reactive power. Okay? Pag masyadong mababa yung reactive power ng buong system. So, ang graph naman, ang nangyayari, since active itong technique na to, we use an active equipment. Of course, this equipment also utilizes real power. Okay? So, imbes na yung pares nung kanina na literal same lang na triangle, bumaba lang, dito is magdadagdag ka pa rin ng real power. Ito yung tinatawag na PS or the real power consumed by the synchronous condenser. Okay? So, ayan, ano? Para ka nagdadagdag ng panibagong load eh. So, ito yung kanyang power triangle nung synchronous condenser. So, kapag in-add mo yan dun sa buong system, well, ito na yung magiging bago niyang apparent power. Okay? So, from here, from this old apparent power, lumayo siya, yes, no? Nadagdagan yung power natin, pero yung angle na new is bumaba naman as compared dun sa dati. So, that's the difference between these two techniques. Okay? So, mamaya, mas makita natin pag nagsagot tayo ng example. Okay? So, let's try. So, sabi, two loads in the circuit can be described as follows. Okay? So, load 1, which is this one, absorbs an average power of 8 kilowatts at 0.8 leading power factor. So, this is capacitive. And load 2 absorbs 20 kVA at a lagging power factor of 0.6. So, this is inductive. Okay? So, letter A, determine the following. One is the power factor of the two parallel system. So, ito lang, ano yung power factor niyan? Yung power factor nitong dalawang nakaparallel, iba yan sa power factor ng buong system. Bakit? Ano pang nakaka-affect sa power factor ng buong system? Ito. So, sa letter A, number 1, ang tinatanong is yung power factor lang nitong dalawang loads in parallel. Okay? So, hindi natin muna iisipin itong line impedance na tinatawag. Okay, so number 2 is VS, IS, and the apparent power required to supply the loads. Okay, so ito na kung ano yung supply voltage na kailangan dito and yung supply current and yung supply apparent power. And letter B, ito na yung sa power factor correction. Sabi, if the system is at 60 Hz, compute the value of the capacitor that should be placed parallel with the loads to increase the power factor to 0.95. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kailangan muna natin hanapin yung power factor, no, nung old. Then, knowing that, gusto natin baguhin yung power factor to improve it to 0.95. So, kailangan natin malaman yung QC or yung reactive power na kailangan natin isupply or kailangan isupply ng capacitor doon sa system such that yung magiging bagong reactive power is shoot na doon sa angle ng 0.95 na power factor. Okay? So, let's do it. So, load 1 will be in green. Load 2 will be in red. Okay? So, kunin muna natin yung S1. Okay? Given is yung power ay 8 kilowatts and yung power factor ay 0.8 leading. Okay? So, kunin natin si S. We know that S is equal to P over the power factor. So, that is 8 kilowatts divided by 0.8. This is 10 kVA. Okay? This is just the magnitude. Let's get the angle. So, theta 1 is arc cosine lang ng ating power factor which is 0.8. Okay? So, hindi ko na i-compute. I'll just get S1 is equal to 10 kVA angle cosine, arc cosine pala, ng 0.8. Okay? But tandaan natin guys, this is leading. So, yung angle ko dito should be negative. Okay? So, bakit na ulit? Kasi kung i-drawing natin yung power triangle, this is 8 kilowatts. This is kung ano man yung Q. And this is 10 kVA. Okay? And pababa siya kasi leading nga yung ating power factor. So, capacitive yung ating load. So, this theta is, well, negative ng arc cosine 0.8. Bakit? Kasi Itong cosine 0.8 kasi guys, ang makuha natin yan is an angle. Same lang yan kahit pag ganito siya eh. Kung pataas or pababa. Diba? This theta is just equal to this theta. Pero alam natin, dahil given naman na leading, kaya ilalagay na lang natin na siya ay pababa. Or this one, negative theta. Okay, ito yung positive yung kalalabasan dito. Okay? So, ayan. That is my expression for S1. Okay? So, for S2 naman, in red, so the given is 20 kVA. S2 is 20 kVA. Given na guys, yung mismong S2. And the power factor is 0.6. Tama ba? Yes. And this is lagging. Okay, so pwede ko nang isulat yung S2 as 20 kVA. Angle, positive naman siya. Arc cosine ng 0.6. Okay? So this is now my S2 and this is my S1. So unang tanong, what is the power factor of the two loads in parallel? Okay? So kailangan ko munang ipagsama yung dalawa. So this, no, putulin ko dito para makita nyo. Yan, pinutol ko dyan. It should look something like this na lang. So pinagsama silang dalawa. So to get the total ST, or hindi pala total muna, ano lang, S parallel. SP lang, okay? For parallel yung dalawang loads. That will be S1 plus S2. Okay, so 10 kVA, angle negative arc cosine ng 0.8 plus 20 kVA, angle positive cosine ng, arc cosine ng 0.6. So nakuha natin is 20,000 plus 10,000 J. Or in polar form, that is 22,360.67977 angle 26.5650518 degrees. Okay, so masyadong mahaba guys. So mga susunod, i-ano ko na lang, i-round off ko na lang. So this is VA and I'll put this in my variable A calculator. So, since alam ko na yung power angle nung dalawang loads in parallel, pwede ko na makuha yung power factor niya. Okay? So, the power factor parallel is just cosine of the theta. Okay? So, cosine. So, this is equivalent to 0.894427,191 or 0.8944 na lang. This is the answer to number 1, the power factor of the two loads in parallel. The next is the VS, IS, and the apparent power required to supply the loads. Okay? So let me redraw. Ito guys, na resistance and yung inductance, I'll just put it as Z line. Siya yung impedance nung line. Kumbaga yung wire papunta doon, may impedance. So, well, meron naman talaga, no, yung mga wires natin na ginagamit, yung mga conductors, kaya natin makompute yung resistance, internal resistance ng mga wires na yan. Kasi, well, of course, may friction pa rin naman na dumadaan doon. Okay, so let's write Z line as 0.05 plus J 0.5 ohms. Okay, so this is our Z line and nakasiri siya dito sa parallel ng dalawa nating loads. Pinagsama natin, pinarallel natin siya. So ito, this is it. So meron tayo ditong VS, so yung supply. Then, may dumadaloy ka dyan na current which is IS. So, ang hinahanap si BS and si IS. Okay? But, hanapin muna natin is yung impedance ng load. Imbis na Z load, ilagay ko na lang ZP for yung parallel. Diba? Yung dalawang loads na nakaparallel. Hanapin natin yung Z nun. Okay? So, before that, ito na, no? Alam naman natin yung S. So, galing S, paano natin makuha si Z? Ayan, no, yung voltage dito sa nodes na yan, yung sabihin dito, this should be 250 volts. Positive, negative. Okay? So, alam natin yung voltage dyan sa parallel loads na yan. Punta muna tayo sa Ohm's law, ano? V is equal to I and I is equal to V over R. So, pag punta tayo sa power, ang equation natin for power is P equals I times V. Pag itong V na to ay ipasok natin dito, we have another expression for power which is I squared R. Tama? Pag ito naman na I na to yung pinasok natin dito, our P is V squared over R. Okay? So, ito yung simple na Ohm's law natin dati and equations natin for power. Pero since tayo ay nasa impedance na, hindi na lang R yung pinag-uusapan, kung DZ na. So, let's update itong mga power formula natin. So, yung V natin is equal to I times Z, which is impedance na. Okay? So, yung I natin will be V over Z. Okay? Tama? So, this time, ang kinukuha natin, instead na power lang, apparent power na. And this is equal to V times I conjugate. Okay, so itong V naman, ipasok natin dito. This is now I, ito times Z. So, okay na yung V, no? Times I conjugate ulit. Look at this, I times I conjugate times Z. So, ano yung meaning yan? Kapag may I times I conjugate times Z. Ibig sabihin, guys, let's say my I is equal to 2 angle 20. So, yung I conjugate is what? That is 2 angle negative 20. No? Kapag I conjugate ito. Pag I times I conjugate ako, ang nangyayari dyan is what? Magmumultiply itong dalawa. So, that is 2 times 2. And yung angle is ipag-a-add itong dalawa. Tama? Di ba? So, 20 minus 20. So, ang nangyayari is, yung I times I conjugate is just actually I squared. Yung magnitude lang yung square. Kasi yung angle is magka-cancel sila. Mag-0 lang yan. Whatever this angle may be, pag kinuha mo yung conjugate, negative lang nung angle na yun. So, yung positive nung isang number plus yung negative nung number na yun will always yield 0. So, ang kinukuha lang talaga dito kapag nag-I times I conjugate tayo is yung square nung magnitude nung current, right? So, this is literally just I squared times Z. So, that is one equation for S. Ito yung first, ito yung second, right? So, what if naman ito yung ipasok natin dito sa equation to? Okay, so S is equal to V times I, which is this one, V over Z conjugate. Okay? So, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, pwede natin i-distribute yung conjugate na to sa numerator and denominator. So, this becomes V times V conjugate over Z conjugate. Okay? So, pwede natin yan ma-prove. So, kung gusto ninyo, di message lang kayo sa akin. So, again, meron tayong V times V conjugate or pares lang nung kanina dito. So, this becomes V magnitude squared over Z conjugate. Okay? So, we have three expressions for S. That is the first, this is the second, and this is the third. Okay? So, bakit ko yan dinerive or inexplain? Bakit natin kailangan yan? Kasi, well, hinahanap natin si ZP. Ang given natin or ang alam natin so far is S and yung voltage. No? So, dito, sa tatlong yun, alin yung pwede natin gamitin? Ito, guys. Kasi meron na tayong S, meron tayong V. Hinahanap natin si Z. Okay? So, sige. Let's try and use this. Okay, so ang ZP, that will be equal, ZP conjugate, that will be equal to yung V squared over yung S. So let's input what is RV, that is 250 quantity squared over S. So RS is this one, or ito na lang para mas madali isulat. 20K plus 10KJ. Okay? So, this is equal to, so ZP conjugate is 250 squared over, so nakuha ko dito is 5, the square root of 5 over 4 angle negative 26.565051 or ito na lang. Okay, and store ko, hindi muna. This is ZP conjugate lamang. Pero ang kailangan natin is ZP. Okay, so this is just the same magnitude, but the angle will be negative. Okay, so negative ng negative is positive. Okay, so I'll store this in my variable C. Okay, so may ZP na ako, guys. So meron na akong ZL, meron na rin akong ZP. So kailangan natin si VS and si IS. Okay, so dito pwede tayong gumamit ng mesh loop or Kirchhoff's voltage rule or KVL dito sa loop na to. Okay, we can apply KVL. So isulat natin dito. So VS, if my loop is pa ganyan, ano. So, okay. VS minus IS ZL minus IS ZP, pero pwede naman ang ilagay ko na lang is 250 volts, which is yung voltage across sa ZP. Okay? So this is equal to 0. Okay? So anong makukuha natin dito? We have ZL, pero wala pa tayong VS and no IS. Okay? So hindi pa rin. So let's try and write the longer version, no? So VS minus IS, tsaka lahat ng dinaanan is ZL plus ZP. Okay? So, equal to sa 0 or VS minus IS, lagay natin yung ZL. ZL is 0.05 plus 0.5J. This is my ZL. Plus, ang ZP ko is, 5, the square root of 5 over 4, angle 26.565 . So this is my ZP equal to 0. Okay? So let me distribute this. So VS minus IS times 0.05 plus 0.5J minus IS 5 square root of 5 over 4 angle 26.565 is equal to 0. Okay? So kung mapapansin, ito ay kamukha lang nito. Okay? So this VS is this VS. This term is this term. And this term is this term. Okay? So, itong pangatlo, let me equate those two. So, 250 will be equal to IS times 5 square root of 5 over 4 angle 26.565 degrees. Okay? So, pwede natin makuha si IS as the voltage 250 over yung ZP. Okay? So, nakuha ko is 80 minus 40J. I'll store this kay D. Or in polar form, that is 89.44 angle negative 26.565 degrees. Okay, so this is my IS. And knowing this IS, pwede ko na siyang i-input dito. Since alam ko naman ito, given na yan. So, pwede natin ma-solve si VS. Okay? Solving that gives us VS equal to, or VS is 276.62 angle 7.8957 degrees. I'll put this in variable E. Okay, so this can also be written as 274 plus 38J. Okay, so this is my VS. Okay, so we now have IS, VS. Kompleto na ba? So may VS, may IS, and the apparent power. Okay, so the apparent power is just equal to your VS times IS conjugate. Okay, so simply this is ito na nasa variable E ko multiplied by IS or yung nasa letter D conjugate no nasa D. Okay, so this is 354 plus 78J, or in polar form, that is, so this is 20 plus 14,000J, 20,400 plus 14,000J, or that is 24,741.867 dot angle 34.46 degrees. Okay? So this is my SS, and I'll store that at my variable F. Okay? So VS, IS, and apparent power, done. Kuha na natin, guys. Okay, so punta naman tayo sa letter B, which is yung exciting part or yung ating power factor correction. Okay, so sabi, if the system is at 60 Hz, compute the value of capacitor that should be placed parallel with the loads to increase the power factor to 0.95. So let us draw. This is our Z line. This is our ZP kanina. So this is our VS. And ang tinatanong is, we should apply a capacitor dito. Okay? So still guys, yung voltage dito is as is 250. Okay, sa node na ito. So ang tinatanong, what is the value of C para yung maging bagong power factor is 0.95. PF new is 0.95. So let's draw the power triangle, yung original muna, no? So ang pinag-uusapan natin dito guys is yung parallel loads. Okay, so kanina nakuha na natin yung parallel loads which is equal to, actually yan. Okay, so let me just write that again. Ito, 20,000 plus 10,000J. So yung power factor ito is 20,000 yung real power and 10,000 yung kanyang reactive power. Tama ba? So yung angle nito is 0.8944. Sorry, yung power factor. Okay, so yung old power factor, PF old is 0.8944 dot. So let me get the old angle. The old angle was 26.565. 26.565. So this was 26.565 dot degrees. Okay, so ang gusto mangyari is to correct the power factor or to lessen the angle. Okay? So yung angle, dating 26.56, gustong maging, what is the new? Theta new is our cosine ng 0.95. So, gustong gawing 18.195 degrees yung ating angle. Okay? So, from there, gustong gawing something like this. Wherein this theta is the theta new, or equal to 18.195 degrees. Okay? So, this is our old Q, and this will be our new. Going for Q new. Okay? So therefore, this will be the what? This will be the reactive or the added reactive power from the capacitor bank. Okay? QC, reactive power capacitive. Okay? So, yung power, it remains the same. We have the angle, kaya natin mo-compute si Q new. Okay? And how will we get Q new? Well, Q new, sorry, pwede nating isulat as tan theta new is equal to the new Q over the P old, which is 20,000. Okay? Meron tayong P old, meron tayong theta new, pwede natin makuha si Q new. So, the Q new will just be equal to P naught or P old pala, so 20,000 times tan, the new theta is 18.195 degrees. Okay? So, that's 20. Okay? Tan. So, the Q new is 6573.682104. Let me put this into my X bars. Okay, so this is in my X. If that is my Q new, then kaya ko na ma-compute si QC or yung bagong reactive power na kailangan i-supply nung aking mga capacitor. So, QC will just be equal to Q old minus Q new. Tama? So, Q old was 10,000 minus 6573.682104. So, this is now 3426.317896. Okay, so I'll put this in my variable y and this is my QC. Okay? So, ayan, ano? Alam na natin yung reactive power na dapat i-supply nung ating capacitor. So, what will we do with that? So, kung kanina, meron tayong equation to get S, which is equal to V squared over Z, no? Ayan. Meron tayo yun kanina. Sa ngayon naman, meron tayong to get the QC, that's just V squared over XC. Okay? So, kung kanina, para makuha mo si S, kailangan mo si impedance. Ngayon, para makuha mo si reactive power, kailangan mo si reactance lang. Okay? Same lang yan to get P. That's just V squared over U R. Okay? So, real resistance, real power. Reactance is to reactive power. And impedance is to apparent power. Okay? So, diba? Meron ka dito S, P, and Q. Kapag impedance yung usapan, this is R and this is X. Okay? So, S corresponds to Z. Ayan. P corresponds to R. Ayan. And Q corresponds to X. Ayan. Okay? So, ito rin yung gagamitin natin. Bakit? Kasi ito yung alam natin eh. Yung voltage. Alam natin yung voltage niya. Okay? And alam na rin natin yung QC. So, kaya natin makompute si XC or yung reactance. Okay? So, XC will be equal to V squared over QC. Okay? So, that will be 250 squared divided by, so yung voltage natin is 250 divided by ito, 3426.317896. Or yung XC natin is 18.24115622 ohms. Okay? So, tapos na ba yan? Hindi pa guys. Kasi ang hinanap natin is capacitance, not the reactance. And alam natin that XC is just equal to 1 over omega C. Okay? So, ang hinanap natin is si C. So, C is equal to 1 over omega times XC. Okay? So what is our omega? Tandaan, omega is equal to 2 pi F. Okay? So yung sabi dun sa problem, the F is 60 Hertz. Okay? So this is 60. So that is 120 pi. Okay? So pwedeng lagyan natin 120 pi times 18.2411 ... Okay? So this is so the answer is C is equal to 145.41744479 microfarad, or C is 145.42 microfarad. Okay? So ayan. Okay, so kailangan natin ng ganitong amount ng capacitance para yung theta natin is from 26.565 ay maging 18.195. Okay? So this amount of capacitance will yield this amount of reactance, which will supply this amount of reactive power, okay, to balance the system and to lower down the overall reactive power consumed by the system. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan kung paano nag-work yung power factor natin, power factor correction. Okay? So, literally, ganito lang yan guys, ano? Kung ito yung dati natin in red, pag power factor correction, kailangan lang natin pababain. Kailangan lang natin pababain yan into this new one. Okay? So, same yung power, different yung Q. Lower yung theta, so higher yung ating cosine theta, higher yung ating power factor. Okay? The more efficient the system becomes. Okay? So, actually ito guys, kung may mga dati may mga binibenta na usong ganyan, ano, na parang energy saver ko, no, na binibenta sa Shopee or kung saan. Tapos isasaksak mo lang siya. Okay? So, ang laman lang nun guys is capacitor. Capacitor bank yun. Parang ang gusto mangyari is pababain yung yung reactive power na nakukonsume mo sa bahay. Pero hindi naman yung nagiging problema sa atin as consumers ng kuryente. Kasi yung binabayaran pa rin naman natin sa ating mga bill is yung real power, not the apparent power. Okay? So, kapag malaking customer ka na, kapag kunwari industry ka, you actually get penalized or you actually get penalized kung mababa yung power factor mo kapag below 0.8 ata. So, kapag pangit yung loads mo, hindi mo na, wala kang ginagawang sariling correction ng power factor mo, syempre, magkakaroon niya ng problema sa DU, sa distribution utility, kasi mas grabe silang kailangan na ipadaan sa mga transmission lines na current kasi mas mataas yung apparent power eh. So, kumbaga nagdadagdag ka ng traffic dun sa linya nila, hindi mo naman kinokonsume. Magbabalik-balik lang yun, di ba, yung reactive power. Okay, so, nakikigamit ko ng linya pero hindi mo naman ginagamit. So, kumbaga, nuisance sa distribution utility. Kaya kapag masyadong pangit yung power factor ng inyong load, minsan penalize ng distribution utility. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan yung lesson natin for today. That will be all. Thank you.